everybody, welcome back to Sirstrat Plays. This is Sirstrat, and we are getting ready to jump into a Storybook Brawl. Now, this is actually pre the new patch. I have two more, this one and one more video to finish up of the last patch, and then we'll move on to the next one. So, in this particular video, we are going to examine Trophy Hunter. Yeah, as I like to refer to it, doing the dirty. Trophy Hunter is something, it survived the patch, right? So they didn't make any real changes that hurt Trophy Hunter in the patch. Trophy Hunter is it's an interesting hero. It feels ridiculously overpowered when it gets everything, but it does take a lot of setup. You got to get there, right? Because your game doesn't really start until level 4 and 5. You need Grim Soul, you need Baba Yagas, right? So you don't really get going until 4 or 5. So you have to make it there. But if you get there and you get everything, it just feels super overpowered. So, all right, so we take a Mim here. This is not a great opening shop for us, obviously. We'll take a Mim and then see what we can support on the next shop here. So. Alright, and of course we lose this fight, choosing a support unit to begin with. Let's see if we have a better second shop. A couple of interesting options here. You see an egg there, and obviously the egg is always a question, right? Like some people decide yes, some people decide no. I decide to go ahead and Forbidden Fruit and pull the egg and the Minotaur here, so hopefully trying to set us up to be a little bit stronger. It's one of the things you have to do with Trophy Hunter, right? Like you have to try to and every comp does this, but with Trophy Hunter particularly, because your game doesn't even start till level 4, you have to try to make yourself as strong as possible to protect HP, right? You're just trying to protect every hit point you can so that you can get to your late game. So here we get lucky, playing against Peter Panson only has a blind mouse out there, so that's pretty good. Couple options here. I do believe we will take the Black Cat and then go ahead and use the what is that, Eeny Meeny Miny Mo, right? I think they changed that. I think it was Eeny Meeny when I recorded this, and I think they've changed the name of it to Roll the Dice or something. Alright, up against Snow Angel here, and this looks to be a pretty easy win for us. We get the Slay with our Black Cat, which means we get to get 2 of them. And yeah, we're just going to wrap up these support units and call it good. So, Black Cat's a good early pickup for Trophy Hunter, especially if you've got like a Mad Mem or something, because you can support it. And then you potentially get Slays. Again, just more stuff to try to help you preserve hit points. Alright, not a great shop here for us. Yeah, I mean, you can take Peep. Peep's never slaying pretty much ever, so you don't love it. But we do have the Lonely Prince here, so we can go ahead and grab Lonely Prince and then grab Peep. Peep might, on a random once in a while, might somehow get a slay. And if not, at least she buffed up that Prince for us, so that, again, we've a little more powerful going in our next fight. We choose to lock the shop here. I'm guessing I'm eyeballing that egg and thinking about Easter egg. Alright, our opponent's got a cat here too, but this looks like a pretty easy wrap up for us. Sadly, we don't get a Slay with the Black Cat, but we're laid out really well here, obviously. So much of Trophy Hunter is how are your shops early, so that do you get a chance to be strong enough to preserve that hit point so that you're ready to go, right? If you get the stuff later on, you're going to be really, really strong. It's just hard to beat Trophy Hunter when it's fully got everything online. So do you get the right matchups? Do you get the right shops to keep you healthy early so that you can make it work? So, all right, here we're going to grab Tiny out. We're going to throw in the Stag. I'm a big fan of Stag. Especially if you have ranged units. Now here obviously we don't, But even then, like, Stag suddenly takes Mad Mim, who's normally just a support unit, and turns Mad Mim into something real, right? Like, if Stag gets to attack, suddenly Mim is a 4/6, so, you know, not a nothing unit there. So, all right, we go ahead and yank both of the eggs into the back. We're at a good life total here, and so we want to preserve those eggs. We're trying to get that Easter egg treasure, right? And I think we've got a pretty good shot at winning without the eggs on board. So they get a Polywoggle Slay there into Friendly Spirit, which is pretty darn good. Might be in a little bit of trouble here. Our Stag didn't get to go. Yeah. This is a tough board for us. That Friendly Spirit really took things over after you got the Polywoggle Slay there. So he also had donkeys in the back we're going to have a tough time dealing with. So, all right, kind of a nothing board here for us. I mean, we can take the Lonely Prince with the idea of tripling it up at some point to make it bigger, but you don't love that. It's just okay. We're probably grabbing the Stag here. Yeah, so we're looking to set up our treasures. You'd like, in a lot of ways, to get your treasures with Trophy Hunter before you get to setting things up. Now, we're almost at 4 now, right? So we're going to have to start taking our Grim Souls and stuff. But you'd really love to set up some of your treasures because once you're set, like Trophy Hunter, once it's set, it's kind of set, right? Like, yeah, you're looking to, upgrade a monster book, upgrade a Yaga or whatever, but like it takes a while to do all that, right? So you'd really love to get like Bad Moon or Cloak or those kind of treasures going early before you get to the setup point with Trophy Hunter, if you can, because it just makes you stronger when you get there. Up against Apocalypse, you like seeing that usually early. Yeah, it's actually the Ghost. You like seeing an early matchup against Apocalypse before they get set up. That just usually means it's going to be a little bit easier than some of the other battles. Apocalypse doesn't have a hero power that goes online till 6, so definitely can be helpful there. All right, so here we ditch out and grab a Mummy to put in that first slot. I love Mummy. A lot of times at 2-for-1s, and that's exactly what you're looking for in early fights, right? So we go ahead and get rid of our Black Cat here. Good early Trophy Hunter unit, not so needed later on. Grab a little Econ with the chicken, trying to find something else here. Didn't find anything there. Nothing here really either. Guessing we roll one more time. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we see it. There we go. So we're going to grab one of those and lock the shop probably. Yeah. I'm wondering if I put any consideration here into, yeah, I put some consideration in to go ahead and just selling out, get off the egg plan, and go ahead and hop on the cutthroat plan. Trying to decide here what we're going to sell to get that third gold to buy the other cutthroat. Taking a little too much time and making my post self nervous. There we go. Alright, and not great treasures for us here. You'd certainly rather have one of the Slay units. I go ahead and take Hat here. It just gives us the chance to cast this Fireball for free. Will potentially give us a chance, but and then we don't. Didn't get around to casting the Fireball. I spent so much time focusing on that cutthroat I didn't get to it, so probably going to cost us here, I'm guessing. Yeah, we got a shot. Let's see. Okay, yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, there we go. We tie this one. Yeah, that Fireball would have made all the difference there. Alright. Again, not a great shop for us here. We do get the Grim Soul, though, right? Which is good. We get to pick that, which is excellent. But we don't have any other Slay. It's not even good on this board yet, right? We don't have any Slay going on at all. So we're going to go hunting for some Slay. I would imagine we grab this Vampire here just to have a Slay unit. We could stick in front of the Mim there. Thinking about it anyway. Vampire is not the Slay unit you want. But when I'm at 4 gold, there may not be many other options. So yeah, we just go ahead and get that going. We got to move that cutthroat up to the front there somewhere. Yeah, get Vampire going there. Yeah, I kind of like that. Certainly you'd love to get the Vampire in front of the Mim, but you also, Cutthroat is so huge here right now. It's just a better unit than Vampire is. So, and you can activate Vampire Slay off the Grimsoul, so not bad there. Not a horrible shop for us, just not great. Alright, up against Skip here. Fireball helps a little, but not amazing. We do get a Grimsoul trigger there, and then we get to Cutthroat. Very nice. This is a pretty easy win for us here. Arthur even does the job and attacks into one of our units with some power to it. So, all right, next shop up, we do get a chance to triple up that Lonely Prince if we want. Now, again, not that exciting for a 2, but here's why we would consider it. And I don't remember if I do or not here. We'll see in a second. But here's why we would consider it, because an actual great trophy for our treasure for Trophy Hunter is Hermes Boots. If you can get Hermes Boots, Monster Manual isn't bad either. Hermes Boots lets Grimsoul hit and potentially get a Slay right off the bat, right? Like, that's what you really want, is for that chance for Grimsoul to go first. And if you get it up big enough, then it's going to get Slays, and then you start the cycle, right? So we don't get that here, but we do get Monster Manual, which actually isn't bad, because an awful lot of what you want to do with Trophy Hunter is monster base. So not a horrible one there. We do go ahead and upgrade our Mad Mim to a Sporko here. That's certainly, very common, something you always want to be doing. Go ahead and upgrade our Cutthroat. And it's 4.2, which means what we're wanting to set up for here is Baba Yaga, right? So in a perfect world, we're going to get a Baba Yaga in the next shop. We would scooch that Sporko over behind those Cutthroats to pop the Cutthroats, and then put the Baba Yaga behind the Grimsoul in the first Cutthroat. Holding on to those Stags, we'd love to triple those up to get like a Bad Moon or a Cloak. And you can already start to see, even though we don't have a Baba Yaga yet, the power of Grimsoul hitting there, right? Like, did a lot of work for us. Alright, so Friendly Spirit's certainly a unit that you want in Trophy Hunter. Can be very good as you get a chance to buff the Friendly Spirit a little bit. All of a sudden starts adding a lot of power to your units. We do skip over... what's the 5 Slayer that steals something, but we're searching for Baba Yaga is why, and we find one. So we're going to go ahead and sell out a Minotaur and get that Baba Yaga, put it behind the Grimsoul, much like I talked about. We'll put it behind the Grimsoul and the first Cutthroat, move the Sporko over. Now we're getting set up here. Now you've got units that you like. We'd love to put that, we locked the shop because we'd like to replace that Vampire with the Chupacabra. That Chupacabra gets a chance to start buffing that Friendly Spirit. So probably I think we might even move the Chups over in front of that second Mummy. We would lose a little bit of power to the Mummy, but that's going to give you a chance to get the 2-2 boost on the or the 2 attack boost on the Sporko and the Friendly Spirit. Alright, let's see if we get to go first here. We do not. We go second. But we get the Slay, and then here comes the fun. Yeah, see, we wiped out most of their board with that Grimsoul there. So there's a couple things we want here, right? Like, we locked for the Chups, and we'll take that. We'd also love to get a monster book and get a monster book going. Yeah, we locked for the Chups and then didn't take it. I think we decided we'd rather be looking for monster book here. And then we probably consider that Nyan because it's just an easy way to get a 5 treasure. We hold off on it. Alright, we treasure up here looking for Bad Moon. Sarcophagus is not bad, though. Sarcophagus is pretty hot here, too. Could have considered the treasure map there as well, but Sarcophagus is a pretty nice follow-up there. So, and then there we go. Now we're going to replace the Vampire with Monster Book. Would love to get that Monster Book upgraded. Do we consider locking for Sporko? Maybe. You can see we're kind of thinking about it. We definitely want to cast that Burning Palm. Go ahead and hit the Yaga with that. I'm not sure whether that's the right call or not. You probably want to keep pumping the Grim Soul there just to make sure that it's got a good chance to slay. But you also like your Yaga to have a little more hit behind it too. So tough call there, but I think looking back, I think I'd go Grim Soul. All right, up against Geppetto here. Geppetto can certainly be a powerful this late in the game. But we do get the Grim Soul hit and then start going off a little bit. Now we didn't get a slay, so it doesn't go nuts here. But and they get, unfortunately for us, they get a cutthroat. But Sarcophagus and everything is just going to wipe this pretty clean, I would think. Yeah, there we go. So you can see just how powerful Trophy Hunter is. Once it gets going, it's very hard to beat it. Especially if you've got, you get the Grim Soul set up and give it some attack power. Here we decide to buff the Friendly Spirit. Again, I think that's probably, I don't know if that's the right choice here. I think you probably want to keep pumping Grim Soul here just to make sure that it's getting slays, because if it gets a slay, like if it just swings, that's one thing, right? And it's pretty good just on its last breath ability. But if it gets a slay too, like that's when it just really goes off. Alright, we find ourselves another Baba here, so we'll lock the shop for the Baba. Even going into 6, that other Baba Yaga is worth it. Like, you don't worry so much about it. Now here, as it is, we sell out to go ahead and just buy it now so we can move on to 6. But I wouldn't hesitate for a moment to lock going into 6 to get that second Yaga. Alright, up against Gwen here. On Royals, now this is pre-patch, so Royals just not quite as good. We get a slay on the Grim Soul and we're off to the races. Several mummy hits, a couple of spirit hits. We clear a big chunk of their board and then there it goes. So just again, you just see how powerful it is. When you get everything set up, you get the fully upgraded Monster Book and your second upgraded mummy and everything. It gets to the point where it just a lot of times it's one attack. So here we're going to take a second Friendly Spirit, a second Mummy. We're starting to set up a second Mummy, second Grim Soul, second Friendly Spirit, looking to just get the full upgrade on all of those things. Go ahead and do the Kidnap here, although the odds are very little that we care much about the Kidnap. I keep making choices between putting that Monster Book and that second Cutthroat in the or second Mummy in the different positions. Not being able to make up my mind which way I want to do that. I don't know that it makes a ton of difference. Probably I like this version better with the Mummy in the third spot there. Alright, up against that Snow Angel again. We know that Snow Angel's on Royals. Alright, sadly, they get the swing first time and hit our Grim Soul, so we don't really get to go off crazy here. But I do believe we're going to get, yeah, and here's where we hit with the Mummy, and it just does a lot of work for us. And then we clean up with the Yaga. That's why I mentioned before Hermes Boots. Hermes Boots is actually very, very good for this for Trophy Hunter setup. so that your Grim Soul gets to hit first. I think we vaguely considered that pumpkin in the friendly spirit slot for a little bit. Not really the way you want to go, but it certainly was a consideration. And there we get to triple up Grim Soul. I think we take Deck of Many Things here, I think. Yeah, and take it over Merlin. We're not really trying to do any kind of silly hat ball things or anything like that at this point. Just go ahead and get one free spell instead of worrying about buying spells. And there's the third Baba. I don't think we sell out for that one. I do think we lock for it. Well, wait a minute. Do we? Yeah, I make a bad decision there. I decide that, hey, maybe I'm going to sell out for it, and then I change my mind. So I just kind of waste the Lancelot and then grab the Princess Peep as econ. So it ends up not being horrible waste there, but it's not great. Alright, so they get the first swing, but then we get Grim Soul to do a slay, and all of a sudden we're just tearing things up here. Now they do have a big Echo Wood there in back. That's gonna be a bit of a bear to get around. Friendly Spirit pumps the Yaga. We do lose that one, so we're going to lose this brawl here. That Echo Wood was difficult. So our other opponent, the third opponent, loses to the Ghost. So, all right, we treasure Baba here, and what do we end up taking? I think we end up taking Helm. And probably ditch Deck of Many Things, is my guess. Maybe Monster Manual. Yeah, Deck of Many Things. Alright, we sell out a Peep here to grab another monster book. Again, we'd love to, we would absolutely love to upgrade that monster book. Here we decide to pump our second mummy. Alright. I don't remember whether we settle on this monster book or not in that sixth spot. Sixth spot. Alright, so here's the opponent with the Echo Wood again, and he hits us with an Earthquake that kills our Grim Soul. We get another Earthquake though too, and then we get a Slay with our monster book. He's still significantly bigger than us here, and he's gonna win this one. Alright, so we take 9. We're looking for answers. We're looking for answers that include him not hitting an Earthquake to kill our Grim Soul. We go back to check his comp there to decide on our Ursul. Yeah, and then we decide to hit the spell thing. I can't remember whether we take the book first. Yeah, I thought that's what I did. I thought I took the book. No, I don't. Alright, I go to the spells. Yeah, because I want to see what I can pull potentially that would do something with him spell-wise. We don't get anything, unfortunately. Go ahead and use this potion, do we? Yeah. So much of this is going to come down to who goes first. Who goes first and who gets a spell, right? So sell the mummy so that we can, or sell out of, saw that again, and again, we probably should have gone Grim Soul there. But in this case, he doesn't have a spell. He does get to go first, but he hits our monster book. And now we get a slay with Grim Soul. And that's gonna be pretty good. See, it goes off pretty well, and then we get a slay with the mummy, and that's just gonna take care of almost everything else. Alright, so we get there this time. We don't quite take him out all the way though. Alright, we get to upgrade our friendly spirit. Couple of interesting choices here. You know what? I said this was pre last patch, but it was interesting because it was in the middle, because I did just see Sky Castle there. So I had made the first change. Alright, what are we considering here? We go for the Oni King here. Interesting. Just a chance for our monsters to be a little bit bigger. I don't know that I love that move. It's fine. Certainly better back on old Oni King, and it's +10/+10 as opposed to the +7/+7 now. So. And then it's all going to come down to, does our Grim Soul get to swing and slay? I don't think their Echo Wood, their Crocked Echo Wood is great here. Okay, so they hit. We do not get to slay with our Grim Soul. We do get to do some hits with it though. And then we slay with the mummy, and then that's just kind of ball game there. Not much left for him. And we wipe him out. So, alright gang, so that's Trophy Hunter. You could see just how powerful this is when it really gets going to its fullest. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.